We upload it directly into Google, so they know it.
We're going into
So guys, welcome. Sarah, Mark. Okay, wow. Thanks a lot. That was quite something. Thanks for bringing it here. Let's start with the obvious. You started doing it. What caught your attention exactly in this? What moved you to do it?
I think, well, for myself at least, when Snowden came out, I was very, it was a big shock. But yeah, but at that time I felt really, I had no knowledge in the topic, so I thought, I found it very depressing. I followed it a bit, and then I kind of gave up on it. And then way later, when I met Misha, we were both working on digital issues, and like trying to get a bit deeper into the topic. And we were going a lot in venues, in Republica, for example, a lot of privacy venues, and there we actually acknowledged, or that was at least what we thought, is that the whole problem was for example, had been my reaction to think I can't do anything about it. And am I okay with the microphone?
yeah.
I can't do anything about it, and there can't be a public answer. And we did the film also deciding, and also because it was a big topic in the digital scene, that if the public would start doing something, then the whole thing could change, because it would become too expensive for Google or agencies to track people if people started to protect themselves. And then, yeah, and then just quickly on Nothing to Hide, and then the big hurdle was Nothing to Hide, because in a lot of people's minds, in mine, 1, 2 at the beginning, it seems like logic. If I didn't do anything wrong, I have nothing to hide, so I have nothing to fear. And when you dig a bit, it's much more complex.
And you came out in January, and I saw that there's been a lot of follow-up. I mean, people came to see it. There's interest in learning more about it and what it is. I don't know how many of you guys were familiar with this or not.
I went to a crypto party here in Berlin, and they are really good and really special, and they do a lot of good work.
Yeah, because the problem is that it's a topic that's mostly everyone think, I know it because I have a computer, I have a phone, so I know what we're talking about. Everyone feels like because they explain the computer to their grandparents and parents, everyone thinks that they own it. You know, they cannot be tricked on that. But the problem is that the scope of the software works in a way that as they say, what can be done to one person can be done to everyone at the same time. It doesn't change. You have to just have more.
That, sorry. That goes a bit back to the question that you answered before, like how did you get into this topic? I think most people, even before Snowden, kind of thought or even knew that this is possible, but nobody really reacted because there was no validation for this. And then Snowden came, we thought, I have nothing to hide, kind of justifying that, well, this is really too complicated for me, it's all about technology and I don't have an idea about this start. So it's easier for me to say I have nothing to hide. And then also we started, as you said, going to crypto parties and then realized, man, it's not so difficult to use something different than Google. Like just not to kind of completely use all the technology, but to start with something, like to start not using Gmail and Gmaps and Google Maps and Google Drive and Google Mail and Google Search. Like start with DuckDuckGo and then have your email address somewhere else. Use another texting app. I don't know, start using PGP. It sounds complicated, but it's not that complicated. Like people can start in a small way, and that's what Mark said before. Like don't. The thing was after Snowden also that everybody always thought like, okay, we need political solutions for that. You know, governments should be concerned about those things, so they should make some laws.
Yeah, very much.
Exactly. Obviously, they don't do that because it's not
very good.
economical. I mean, you know, it's not economical for I don't know, businesses to be regulated as well. So it's also not, you know, favorable for governments or policymakers or something. But when people start to do that, like encrypt your mails, like the Enigmail, exactly, like the guy said at the end, it's like when everybody starts to encrypt for no reason, it would kind of, you know, overwhelm the government and then show them that people are concerned about this stuff and that people from bottom up care about those things, so that they should do something against it.
No, especially because it's something that is way underreported. But the problem is not just that they collect passively everything and they have everything. The problem is that, like, Facebook has an entire psychology department in-house. They have a university department of psychologists in-house, and their job is only to design tools to trick your brain into looking in the place in the screen that they want. That's the only job they have, is to move your attention into one corner of the screen, because that's how they can make money. It's their only way of making money. So the problem is that they use that data to manipulate our brain in a way that we don't even know, and we are not aware yet that is happening most of the time. So that's for me, what really gets me started. But I think, I mean, it's true. The thing is, it's completely redoable in 6 months. This thing is so against how the internet is designed. The internet is designed exactly against the centralization of information. It's exactly designed for that. So what they're trying to do, they're just trying to impose on this medium something that is not there. And it's so easy to dismantle it. It's just that everyone has to do it, basically. I'm sorry. I get it in me.
Now you got this whole conversation started. I think what's also interesting was not something that we didn't have time for all of this in the movie. It's just, you know, you can make like 3 movies about that. But what I found very interesting, it's not only this kind of thing that, you know, makes you think what they want you to think, and then, you know, makes you talk what they want you to talk, and all this thing that Jeremy Zimmerman says at the end. It's also kind of, I said that oftentimes, you know what, I find interesting is how you also kind of cut society in half, like this 1% against 99 thing. I mean, imagine if you have this Internet of Things thing, and with the Max, you know, with the Mr. X guy, imagine you have to pay your insurance company or your car insurance or something, and you drive fast and you are awake for 2 nights in a row, and then your fridge is online, you know, it says you, well, your apple is rotten, or maybe your burger is rotten, or something like that, you know, they can track. Apple Watch, I mean, you know, there's the T-Card Krankenkasse that finances the Apple Watch, like partly. They can track your like blood pressure and everything, how healthy you live, how much you go to the fitness studio, and how healthy you eat, and what kind of people eat healthy and go to the fitness studio. It's the people that, you know, have the money to do so, you know, and then the people who don't, they they have to pay higher insurance companies because they don't live healthy. It's like, it kind of divides society more in like the ones, the haves and the have-nots. And this is all kinds of futuristic, half of this are completely dystopians. Yeah. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, I try. It's true, totally. It's one of the numerous things we had to take away from the film. We had a lot. Unfortunately, we had to take away, and that was one part of the analysis. Is that it's targeting the surveillance is really targeted on minorities. Here you could see, for example, in the COP21, the climate summit in Paris, we could see the role of ecology activists, but what we actually looked at the beginning was for with some Muslims, because the Muslims were really the one who targeted this. I think there was 1,500 cases where people were, and I think 130 or 230, I can't remember, of people with who were assignés résidents who had a house prison for no reason. And at the end, like the conclusion that was that on one case there was maybe a clue of some correlation to some terrorist group. So they're massively targeted, and then of course in the social classes, it's a lot of people say it's going to go to a point where the people who have a little bit of money or more money will be able to pay for services. For example, I have we both have a postal address since 1 year. And it's great, but it's €1 per month, so it's not much, and we're really happy with it. But if you start to pay, to differentiate between the people who pay and who can pay for services, and those who are going to have to pay with their data because they don't have any money, then that's very problematic. But again, we have to stay positive. Some good. Honestly, there has been a couple of court decisions on the European Court who are not perfect, but who go in the right direction. I think what we stress out, each one of us can try to do. I think I go to. So I think there is one tomorrow in Seabase. Actually,
yes, every month, like
every month there's one.
They are really great.
Yeah, you just go to Cryptoparty.
.io.
.io?
Or
IN, yeah. And it's people that it's hackers, the experts that do it for free, sometimes 2-3 times a week. It's really great people doing it. So each of us can make a change, and I think also if some people have a little bit of money, it's like then support all this association who are doing a very work. It's like lobbying basically, but lobbying for is like almost no money. And for talking, for example, a lot about it with that's for example what knocked out the TISA in 2011 was associations, and there were like maybe 15 people in the European Parliament, and they like harassed the for 3 months before the and everyone is like that is gonna pass, and it kept so yeah, supporting this association, I think, is also very important.
Well, I would like to know if you had some contact with, or if you asked some questions to directly Google or Facebook, because you know, like if we are talking about like intimacy violation, you know, and I consider myself a bit like a naive user of these systems, you know. So what could be the answer from those people?
The question is if you contacted one of the corporation to ask for a comment or something.
Yeah, they didn't answer.
Yeah, for sure.
You tried to Google it and there was no answer coming out. Cannot be found. So.
No, but we did something funny on Facebook last time. Is we did an advertising against Facebook on Facebook. We paid for it.
You always pay for it. Questions?
Sort of more comments because I'm really into this since before Snowden, so I could talk too long. But yeah, I really like what you did. I like the way you're trying to get people involved from the ground up and show that it applies to not just important people, but I think also there's a message about the important people. The people make the laws and the element of I just love it whatever you do, and I hope that you try and get that message across also, because it's very important. The laws might not be the same laws in the future.
Thanks.
Yeah, the question more than like an observation was to remember like that politicians are the first in place that are for fixing this. Because if I may add, the problem here is not that there is that they are abusing power or designing. The problem is that there is no law for this medium because it's new, and most of the things that they can do now were not possible when they broke the laws. So most of the laws we have are completely useless. We don't have a law that says when file one computer to another, who it belongs to. It just didn't exist, the possibility to copy something in infinite ways. And now it's completely, it has a different matter. So the bad side is that we started a digital fascism. We are inside one. Because remember guys, that the NSA thing that the guys in the movie says, oh, if it goes in the wrong hand, the database of the NSA now belongs to its own tool. You can do whatever you want with that. So we are officially the first digital fascism. Congratulations, everyone. That is the bad side.
Thank you.
The good side is that there is everything has to be done. It's not that they are so powerful, it's just they are arriving first. But everything has to be shaped and the laws have to be written and so on. So there is still a lot to be done and it has to be done if we survive the fascist way, because it's very heavy.
Who will?
Well, we will, as always. The good thing is we always know how it ends. But it might take a while. Question, guys?
Okay. One thing, by the way, there's also here the guy who did the music for our film, Ruben. Great work.
Thank you, Ruben. And okay, now.
Okay. What happens at the crypto party? How does it go?
Yeah, maybe. They ask to know more about the crypto party, what it is and how.
As we said, you just go to the website party.im and there are several dates and locations who teach you how to use Linux. That's a free, open operating system like Apple or like Mac or Windows. And yeah, it's open source. They also teach you how to install Thunderbird and Enigmail in order to encrypt your emails. You can also go there not only with your laptop but with your mobile phone. They also help you installing this encrypted email services on your phone, or they teach you how to install Signal and how to use that. And yeah, all these kinds of things, how to do not much, but just a little bit into the right direction.
Then we wish you the best for Nothing to Hide. I hope it's just the beginning, and you said with good attention. I hope Bodina will give you good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we wanted to thank also Bodina, because we were here exactly a year ago to launch our not to launch, but for our crowdfunding campaign. And we got some support from here, and now we're here one year later. So I think it's really important to do what Gianluca does locally. So,
Happy to help. See you soon, guys. So that was it. Today's program is done. We come back tomorrow at 6. But don't forget, guys, you can vote on Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg will know, but you can vote here. Bye-bye.
Can I say something?
Sure, wait.
There was actually another question from the audience. She asked where to get that movie, and since we crowdfunded it, we plan to distribute it online as creative content for everybody for free to watch it. It's still also in cinemas because it really works in movies. So there's going to be, if you want to tell your friends, tomorrow it will be in Sputnik. There will also be some screenings in Ladenkino, and will be at a couple of festivals in Berlin. But then around spring or summer, it will be available online for everybody to watch it.
Wie heißt
Yeah.